Now, from WYDC TV, this is Big Fox News at 10.
We begin tonight in Corning, where a former employee of Corning Incorporated was just indicted on federal charges, including economic espionage. Big Fox's Matt Kleindienst got a hold of the court documents that accuse the man of trying to steal secret government information.
Good evening, and the suspect had been working on a research project with an agency of the Defense Department, and he's accused of trying to sell secrets of that project to potential investors in China. The 15-page indictment reads like a spy novel. According to court documents, former Corning scientist Ji Wang is accused of stealing documents from a secret government project. He had worked for Corning for over 20 years. According to the indictment, Wang was part of a research project with the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, or DARPA, a wing of the U.S. Defense Department. The agency collaborated with Corning to develop high-powered laser fibers for military application. In July 2016, Wang is alleged to have stolen DARPA project files onto a USB drive with the purpose of forming a fiber laser business with another person. He's then accused of negotiating with entities of the Chinese government to establish the business and illegally exporting manufacturing data to the country. The indictment also says he approached a U.S. investor when negotiations with the Chinese failed. In a statement, Corning confirmed the indictment of Wang and say they will continue cooperating with law enforcement. Ji Wang is charged with economic espionage, theft of trade secrets, and violating the International Emergency Economic Powers Act. If convicted, he faces a 20-year prison sentence and a $5 million fine. Matt Kleindienst, Big Fox, WYDC in Corning.
The Potter's Hands Foundation will hold the 5th annual Golf Classic at Indian Hills Golf Course on August 7th. The golf outing will help raise money to help end sex trafficking in the region. The Potter's Hands Foundation hopes to raise $40,000 to educate the community and help survivors.
For the fundraising part is coming alongside the human trafficking survivors and again, just helping them to be independent and sustainable.
You can register for the golf outing on the Potter's Hands website. The event will offer free and silent prizes, as well as a luncheon. Florida was ransacked by Tropical Storm Elsa, as several other storms decimated parts of Texas and New York. Ashley Stromier has more from New York City on the severe flash flooding that's impacted several communities.
It's crazy. It's dry over there, but here, in front of my building, look at this.
Intense weather causing chaos in several states. The Big Apple turning into a big ocean Thursday as massive thunderstorms rolled through the Empire State. The flash flooding got so bad as water levels rose, the overflow cascaded down into subway stations, suspending train service on several lines. The torrential downpours also catching drivers by surprise, causing the NYPD to launch multiple rescues as more than a dozen motorists became stranded in their stalled cars. And down in Texas, several severe storms continue to bombard multiple counties along the eastern part of the Lone Star State, with towns like Rockport getting roughly a foot of rain Wednesday alone, as more is expected to keep falling into the weekend.
We're going to get hit by a pretty hard storm.
Meanwhile, Elsa continues making its way up the East Coast, with leaders in northern states like Connecticut and New Jersey warning residents to be vigilant. Even as the storm has decreased in strength, it could still pack more of a punch in areas already caught off guard by the sudden flooding.
We're more concerned about inland flooding and roadway flooding in the inland areas with 2 to 4 inches of rain coming down at a rapid pace. And then obviously any power outages that may occur.
And forecasters have also issued a tropical storm warning for parts of Massachusetts. This as Elsa is expected to pass through the Bay State Friday. In New York, Ashley Stromier, Fox News.
The highly contagious Delta variant is raising two big questions surrounding COVID-19 vaccinations. First, when might fully vaccinated Americans need a booster dose? And how quickly will cases spread among the unvaccinated? Well, health experts are weighing in. Karen Caifa has details from Washington.
The CDC and FDA say Americans fully vaccinated against COVID-19 don't need a booster yet. The statement just hours after Pfizer said its vaccine is seeing waning immunity and they'll seek emergency FDA authorization for a booster dose next month. But doctors say don't panic if you're vaccinated.
The answer is that our vaccines still are very, very effective in keeping us out of the hospital, in averting severe disease. That's what they were designed to do.
This as the highly contagious Delta variant accounts for more than half of new U.S. COVID cases in the last 2 weeks, the CDC estimates.
It is currently surging in pockets of the country with low vaccination rates.
24 states have seen new cases increase by 10% or more in the last week, per Johns Hopkins University data. States with rates of full vaccination below the national average of 47.7%, like Arkansas, particularly vulnerable.
Over the past month, we have seen a significant increase in the number of COVID cases, active cases, and hospitalizations.
And in states with higher rates like California, which tops 60%, the unvaccinated fueling recent upward trends.
Every patient that I've had to hospitalize due to COVID-19 has been unvaccinated.
Experts fear more infections could mean more mutations of the virus and more deadly variants to come. In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
President Biden is poised to sign a wide-ranging executive order aimed at using the power of the federal government to promote competition among a wide swath of the nation's economy, with the hope that the American workers are the beneficiaries. Caroline Shively has more from Washington.
President Biden's sweeping executive order goes after monopolies and anti-competitive practices in sectors across the economy, affecting everyone from massive internet companies to small farmers.
The overarching objective with the executive order is to make sure the president is encouraging competition in industries around the country.
The order is aimed at wider business practices, but the White House says it will also directly impact consumers by supporting state-level efforts to import cheaper drugs from Canada, allowing hearing aids to be sold over the counter, limiting cell phone manufacturers' ability to block third-party repairs, making it easier to switch banks by letting you take your data with you, and encouraging the Federal Communications Commission to bring back net neutrality. That's where internet providers aren't allowed to slow down, speed up, or block web pages you're trying to use. It's just one way the order targets big tech, an industry that doesn't usually accept new regulations without a fight.
The pushback from Washington was always going to be existent.
All of this isn't changed with the stroke of the president's pen. More than a dozen federal agencies will now have to figure out how to implement the directives.
The real question is going to be the matter of enforcement and whether or not this administration really puts teeth to any of this.
The order also aims to make it easier for workers to switch companies, limiting some non-compete clauses and licensing requirements. In Washington, Caroline Shively, Fox News.
The Massachusetts Attorney General announcing the terms of a $4 billion settlement connected to the opioid crisis. It resolves a 3-year-long legal fight against Purdue Pharma, the maker of the powerful painkiller OxyContin. AG Maura Healey filed a lawsuit in 2018 that alleged Purdue Pharma and company executives lied about the addictive nature of its drugs. Charmin Sacchetti has more on the settlement.
A major settlement in the opioid crisis. The Attorney General emotional in announcing what she calls an unprecedented deal.
Not only for today, but for every day forward. I promise that I will do everything in my power, and my team will, to continue to fight for justice for our families.
Healey sued the Sackler family and their company, Purdue Pharma, maker of OxyContin, for misleading doctors and patients about opioid addiction. The settlement means $90 million will go to Massachusetts for treatment and prevention. It permanently bans the Sackler family from the opioid business, and it mandates Purdue be sold or wound down by 2024.
Today, I'm not standing here to celebrate a victory because for our families, there can be no victory.
Families say addiction has caused widespread suffering.
February 24th, 2011, I lost my son Corey to an opioid overdose. 10 years later, and less than 2 weeks ago, I lost my second son, Sean.
As part of the deal, 30 million secret documents about the role Purdue and the Sacklers played in the crisis will now be made public. The governor applauding the Attorney General for pushing for the best deal.
She and her team looked at the deal and said, basically, not enough. And they were right. And they forced people back to the table.
The holiday weekend meant a boost in business for hotels, who saw travelers return in big numbers. A welcome change from a dismal 2020 season. Scott Sheehan has that story from Santa Barbara.
Hello, thank you for calling Hotel Milo. This is Ramondo.
Santa Barbara hotel reservation phones were so busy 4th of July weekend, it was like life before the pandemic.
The 4th of July weekend, most hotels ran about an 87% occupancy.
The tourism organization Visit Santa Barbara believes most of the travelers were families splashing into summer fun after canceling their 2020 vacations due to the pandemic.
We would often in the past get tons of Europeans, especially this time of year, people driving up and down the coast. Obviously that's not happening, but we're still super busy with people from LA, Orange County, San Diego, Bay Area. It's very busy.
Hotels say the holiday weekend was a bonus.
We had the fireworks, of course, right here on the beach, so that was amazing. Ambassador Park, which runs between 2 of our 5 beachfront buildings, was packed with people. And yeah, it was great. It was good to see the city alive again.
Visit Santa Barbara says it's incredible that the hotels are so busy because international business and wedding travelers haven't shown up in big numbers. But the demand is so high, many hotel rooms have raised their room rates by as much as 20%.
If you don't have a room by now, it's going to be a challenge, especially if you want some of our more premium rooms. Those tend to go first. We're very close to being sold out almost every night.
Workers hope more people get vaccinated so this travel boom continues.
Still ahead tonight, Denver is allowing some mental health professionals and a paramedic to answer some low-level emergency calls instead of sending police officers.
Just being able to think on your feet and creatively solve those problems. And, you know, being non-judgmental and friendly and supplying people with a bottle of water goes a long way.
More on the STAR program's concept and how it is inspiring other cities to follow suit.
Here's your local stock market update from Big Fox. Now, your Twin Tiers forecast from Big Fox.
Tonight's Big Fox forecast is brought to you by William Mattar. Good evening, everyone. We still have chances of rain as we head into the next few hours. We did have some stout, strong thunderstorms that moved through in the afternoon hours, and we still have some more that could move through in the overnight. But I'm expecting most of this activity to die down. Just a few spotty showers and thunderstorms for now through about 5 o'clock in the morning in some of our hometowns. And so we are expecting the rain to end tomorrow, and there should be a lot more sunshine. The air is going to feel a lot more comfortable, not quite as humid. So we're going to take a break from all this wet weather, but rain will return by the end of the weekend. We have another low pressure system that's developing, and it will spin right over the Twin Tiers on Sunday, and so our chances of rain will start to increase. But here's the thing though, it's been a little bit muggy today, not too bad, not as bad as it was yesterday. By tomorrow we'll be a little bit drier, but then our moisture content will start to increase from Sunday through your Monday as those dew points climb to the 70s. So it is going to start to feel steamy again for the early part of next week. So if you're trying to get some yard work done, if you haven't gotten any of that done this week because of the rain, we are expecting a pretty dry day tomorrow, mostly cloudy conditions at 9 with temperature readings around 68, mainly the 70s in the afternoon, dropping down to around 75 degrees with partly sunny skies. And it looks like it's going to be a great day to mow, but then moving into early next week, not the best time to be mowing. So let's take a look at our future radar. Maybe a few spotty showers early tomorrow morning, and then by the afternoon, I think we're going to be dry, and we're going to stay dry just with a few passing clouds across our sky. And then on Sunday, chances of rain will start to increase as that low pressure system draws a little bit closer. Around 1 o'clock in the morning, a few showers off to our west that will try to move in at around 7 o'clock in the morning. From Corning to Elmira, there could be a stray shower or two. And then notice at around 1 o'clock in the afternoon, very heavy rain coming in with a few thunderstorms that will be rumbling through. And we're going to continue to see rain chances Sunday night into your Monday. So it's going to be scattered showers and thunderstorms for most of Sunday and Monday. And then most of the activity starts to wind down during the day, but then it picks up again in the evening hours on Monday. So here's a look at your forecast. Tonight we drop down into the lower 60s, highs tomorrow A very comfortable 79 degrees both in Elmira and also in Corning, 81 degrees in Watkins Glen, 76 degrees in Perkinsville. These temperatures are a little bit cooler than normal. It is going to feel comfortable through the weekend, but the humidity level will start to increase on Sunday night into Monday ahead of that next storm system. Showers and thunderstorms from Sunday into Monday, and a few more thunderstorms could be possible for almost every single day next week.
Denver is allowing mental health professionals and paramedics to answer some low-level emergency calls. The program provides specialized help instead of calling police officers. And as Jeff Todd reports, its success is inspiring other cities to give it a try.
We have some clothes we can put on people, or just some resources and snacks and feminine products.
This is a tour Denver's STAR program is getting used to giving.
It almost seems like common sense, the things that are in this van as they respond to people in need.
Today, showing off the van to St. Louis Mayor Tashara Jones and Congresswoman Cori Bush.
I wanted to see a response model that did not involve officers and see how that was set up.
They're talking to us about safety. They're talking to us about how we're able to connect people to community resources, which we have here in Denver.
In 6 months, the STAR program has responded to 1,300 calls and never once needed to call for backup from a police officer.
Just being able to think on your feet and creatively solve those problems. And, you know, being non-judgmental and friendly and supplying people with a bottle of water goes a long way.
Mayor Jones was surprised just how well this works to free up first responders for other calls and how much STAR employees really enjoy their work.
Not only police are on board, but fire and EMS are all on board and knowing what is the right response to the right call.
This is the population the staff on the STAR van want to work with, and these are really our people, and we're happy to go out and serve them.
A huge surprise and a heartwarming reunion for a family on vacation who reunited unexpectedly with their Marine son. He had been deployed halfway around the world. John Hood has the story.
I just looked online and I found it, and we fell in love with it. And we've been coming here ever since.
Ever since their 15th wedding anniversary, Robin and Joe Rudd have been coming to Shenandoah Valley campgrounds, even bringing their kids ever since they were little.
When their kids were younger, they'd be gone for hours. We didn't know where they were at because they were in the campground someplace.
But years later, one member of the family has been gone for months. Their son Matthew is stationed as a Marine in Central Africa and was not expecting to come back home until the end of this year.
Our thought process was we can't see each other until I get back. And then it just happened to work out where everything kind of aligned and I was able to take leave.
Taking advantage of his time off, Matthew and his sister plan to surprise their parents at the campground.
I'm really bad at keeping secrets. I was worried that I was going to accidentally slip up when we were talking about it when I would call my parents or go home or something.
A secret that led to this.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God!
Just seeing them and how emotional they got and how everything was being able to pulled off. It was incredible.
Our target was to get Dad to cry, and we succeeded, so we're happy with that.
Zero.
No, none.
We were both just shocked.
With days left until Matthew has to head back overseas, he says this is the perfect vacation.
There's nothing like it. It's perfect being home.
A Florida man was mystified when he received replica body parts via FedEx. Okay, we know it sounds bizarre, but it was nothing sinister. And as Jeannie Mose reports, you gotta hand it to performer Joe Jonas.
First, this Florida man opened a box delivered by FedEx. Then inside the box was a bag.
And inside the blue bag was the hand. And it just struck me as being one of the strangest things I'd ever received.
Did he say one of the strangest things? Because soon he got a second one.
So these are the hands.
No note, no nothing. Just two right hands, numbered clearly from a limited edition of 550. It didn't take much Googling for Sean O'Farrell to discover whose hand he was holding.
I have a 3D printed hand.
That's Joe Jonas of the Jonas Brothers. So what am I gonna do? Joe partnered with Expedia to deliver the company's marketing slogan,
Have a helping hand with your travel.
Expedia replicated Joe's hand using a 3D printer, replicated it right down to the fingernails. The hands sport Joe's signature. They're made of hard plastic. Fans had to apply to get a chance to win one. Expedia suggested an acquaintance must have pranked Sean by applying for him, but Sean says no one's fessed up, and he joked,
I'm glad it wasn't a horse's head.
you know, like in The Godfather. But Sean had a problem, summed up by a gif quoting Talladega Nights.
I'm not sure what to do with my hands.
Sean offered Joe's hands to his Jonas Brother fan daughter and daughter-in-law, but no takers. A few are selling on eBay for around $150 to almost $300. But Sean doesn't feel right making a profit. He plans to give his hands to Jonas Brothers super fans. The hands may not be as versatile as Thing from the Addams Family.
Why, thank you, Thing.
But like Thing,
A little higher and to the right, Thing.
You could absolutely use it as a back scratcher.
Genimos, CNN, New York.
There's plenty of movie news today. Here's David Daniel with the Hollywood Minute.
We have unfinished business. We have to go back to where it all started.
Black Widow is taking aim at the post-pandemic debut record. Industry analysts say the first big-screen Marvel movie in 2 years should top the $70 million F9 made in its opening weekend last month.
Where did you get these?
When you send these companies a complaint, they send you a coupon for free stuff. All of these free coupons come from one factory.
It's like Robin Hood. You gotta steal these coupons and sell them to families who really need them. That's money in the bank.
Here's your first look at Kristen Bell and Kirby Howell-Baptiste in Queen Pins, as coupon clippers who turn their hobby into a massive counterfeit coupon caper. The comedy hits theaters September 10th.
Allison came here for college, and that's where she met this girl, Lena. One night she found Lena dead and called the police.
The Cannes Film Festival loves Stillwater. The drama starring Matt Damon and Abigail Breslin and set in Marseille, France, not far from Cannes, had its world premiere at the film festival and received a near 5-minute standing ovation, reportedly moving Damon to tears. The film opens in theaters July 30th. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
We want to leave you with a smile tonight. A new Ben & Jerry's ice cream flavor could be coming. We're just not sure yet. Get this. 6 ice cream creators are going to create new flavors on a new 4-episode TV series set to hit the Food Network next month. Ben & Jerry's Clash of the Cones is offering $20,000 to whoever comes up with the flavor that most impresses the company's co-founders. They haven't said if the winning flavor will be produced for the public, but it seems like a no-brainer. To keep things exciting, the creators must create flavors inspired by a celebrity who will also offer direction. Rapper Ludacris and actor Kevin Bacon are among the stars who will be participating. That sounds like fun, and it sounds tasty. Thanks so much for joining us. Have a good night.